Okay.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Tuesday, April 7th, and this is your update. Say, I heard that you got some wine in your brown bag over the weekend. I think that was Phyllis's idea, and oh, by the way, she's behind the camera, so she's raising her hand saying, yeah, that was my idea. Hope you enjoyed it. So I wanted to start out with you and give you an update, a Florida update. So the state of Florida, as of 10:45 this morning, had 13,629 cases with 254 deaths, and in Palm Beach County, 1,082, and in Martin County, 85, and in St. Lucie, 107. So as I look at this, I think back to my Friday update, and there is a considerable increase in numbers. And so you might also be hearing at this point where New York thinks they're going to be leveling off, and then of course Washington State and some of those other states. Well, that is not Florida. We are continuing to see the increases in numbers. So I would just encourage you to stay true to the social distancing concepts that have been introduced here and not get relaxed or think that we can become relaxed because of what's going on in other states. We are definitely behind New York, New Jersey, so now is not the time to take a relaxed effort to what we've been doing. So. Also, on that note, I will tell you that last week, I think I reported that there were several people. I think we had over 30 people leaving the campus on a daily basis, and we are down to about 10 or 12. Those are provided to me on a daily basis, and the majority of those individuals say that they're actually going out for a drive, so that's the good news. And I do have Merrill here with me, and when I discussed that with him, he said that he goes out for a drive once a week too. So I have to believe that when people say that they're going off site for a drive, that's actually what they're doing, right, Merrill?
Yes, that's right.
He's smiling. You can't see him, but he is smiling. So the next thing is, see this? This was actually made by Barbara Foltz. And remember those bandanas I was telling you about last week? Well, she asked if she could make some masks with a couple of those bandanas. So I gave her 2 bandanas, and she made 7 masks. So, and I know that other people might have fabric and elastic and so forth. So if you have a sewing machine with fabric and elastic, and you have any interest in helping out in making masks, let me know, and I can give you a prototype that maybe you could use. But anything that you can do to make some additional masks for us, that would be helpful. We did receive our large shipment of surgical masks in. Those are earmarked towards or for Water's Edge. We need to keep those under lock and key for Water's Edge, and then all of the other employees that work outside of Water's Edge are wearing either a bandana or a fabric mask. So we could always use more though. Trash pickup. So I announced on Friday that we were going to be doing a daily trash pickup of your styrofoam. So you should have received your trash can liner last night in your brown bag, and Merrill said that he did, so I'm hoping that you did as well. And then each day you will just put that out and you at your front door, and then we'll come around and pick it up around 10 o'clock-ish, depending on where you live and so forth. So it's not right at 10, but it's going to be in that vicinity. So also grocery orders. You might have gathered that last week I was planting the seed and priming you that we would cease our in-house grocery, or actually not in-house, it's the grocery shopping that was coming out of the Life Enrichment Department that Phyllis was coordinating and Karen was helping to to go to the grocery store, as well as Phyllis. Phyllis, I think you did some shopping on Saturday, right? She's shaking her head, yes. But anyways, we're not doing that grocery ordering program through Life Enrichment anymore. To be quite frank with you, it got, there were just crazy amounts of items coming in, and that made it very difficult. But probably more importantly, was the fact that we were sending our staff out into Publix and, you know, coming into contact with God knows who. So we have looked at a couple of grocery ordering alternatives, one being Walmart and then Instacart. We even contacted Publix to see if we could get in there earlier than the 7 to 8 shopping hour, to see if we could potentially, you know, have less people exposed to all of the shoppers. And at this point, our only option really is to beef up our in-house grocery order. So on Friday nights, you will receive that grocery order list in your brown bag, and then we will pick that up on Monday morning. So that list, if you look at it, it has grown tremendously. We have added several items to it, and as your suggestions come through, I review those with Jim, and if it's something that we can accommodate, we certainly will. Having said that, I do recognize that there are people with special diet restrictions. Phyllis doesn't know this yet, but she's getting a sneak preview. So if you have a special diet restriction, such as gluten-free or Crohn's or something of that nature, and you need something special that's not on that grocery list, I would encourage you to call down and speak to Phyllis, leave an order with the Life Enrichment, and we will evaluate your request and then make the determination as to you know, whether or not that request is filled. So appreciate your patience on that. It really is our desire to meet all of your needs, and we'll do our best. So thank you for your patience with that. Let's see here. Just a few reminders from your neighbors. Now you might get a kick out of this, because I'm telling you, I get a lot of emails and letters and so forth. And I got this one handwritten letter. It wasn't even signed, so I still don't know who gave it to me, but if you can't make your swimming appointment, call and cancel, just so somebody else might be able to take your spot. So be neighborly and call and cancel. And then secondly, apparently there's some dining in each other's homes and on patios. I have not seen that, but this is also just a reminder from your neighbors to please refrain from that. And it really does tie back to the fact that we have done such an excellent job with this. We are so grateful. I am grateful for you and what your social distancing. We have no positive cases, and I want to keep it that way for both you and our employees. So now is the time to continue to buckle down. A couple weeks ago, I talked about that. With the order being extended through April, it's really, really important that we continue to buckle down and just stay true to our social distancing. And I appreciate your attention to that matter. So lastly, I want to share with you that I receive a lot of thank yous and emails about, you know, myself and the staff, and I truly, truly am so grateful that you take the time to complete those. We are using some of those on our social media, on Facebook. I'm also sharing them with staff, and it really, your words of encouragement and your thankfulness really, really, we really appreciate it, and it gives me a great sense of being able to share that with our staff, and just keeps them going. It keeps us going. So really appreciate you taking the time to share that with us. And I think that is it. Phyllis, am I forgetting anything? Meryl, am I forgetting anything? Oh, it's Meryl's turn. Come on up, Meryl. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay, good afternoon, folks. I see we're back here in our stay-at-home lounge, sipping prune juice and waiting, and maybe waiting a little bit more. Now, I have the good part of this presentation today, because as you may recall, back Thursday of last week, I promised that we would come and talk to you a little bit more on Tuesday today about both bridge games and about developing additional ideas to give us some relief from the four walls that we get tired of looking at every day. So let me start with bridge. So all you bridge players now, listen up. We have the ability for you to play bridge online with your fellow residents. So you can pick out a foursome and sit down and go online and play the game, all four of you at once. And you don't have to sit close together, you don't have to sit anything. In fact, you'll be in your own apartments when you're doing this. What you do need, of course, is a computer or a tablet or an iPad or something like that. You must use that. And where you're going to go, nobody probably can see this, it says trickstercards.com. That's the website you're going to use, trickstercards.com. Okay? And this has all been screened already. We did a test yesterday, and we had 4 people right here playing from their own apartments. And those people included people who play bridge fairly regularly: Paul Frood, Jenny James, Joan Collins, and Nancy Treese. And they managed to make it work just fine, thanks to our good friend, Aaron. Aaron, you know, is the technical expert. In fact, I call Aaron, it's Aaron the Tech Baron. And he worked this whole thing out. He's got directions for everybody. You can get directions on the website at trickstercards.com, but you can also report to the main desk out here with Mary Beth, and she has the directions all written out that Aaron did. And you can follow those along. So all you got to do is follow those, initiate the project, and then get 3 other people to play with you, and you can start your game. And you can start your game right from there and work it out. Now, later on, we may also put together a list of people, sort of like a local club, if you're looking for other people to play with. If we get the names of all the people that would like to play, we'll put a list together so that people who are looking for a game know where to go. But I think most of you know each other already, so that's not going to be a problem calling up somebody and playing with them. So I encourage everybody to go out now, go to trickstercards.com, pick up your directions from the front desk, and implement those, and all try to play the game, because the 4 people yesterday played just fine. Okay, so that's number 1. I hope that we now have bridge games that can be played not violating the 6-foot social distancing order, and not playing in the same room or anything like that. We don't have to handle the cards. The cards all come automatically. So that's it. trickstercards.com. Join that, invite the other people, and play a great game of bridge, and we hope everybody will start using that from now on. The second thing I want to talk about is Phyllis and I are going to start a little contest, because we don't think anybody here has the corner on the market for ideas. So we are going to look to the community to come up with more ideas for more things that you can do to relieve the pressure that you're feeling now from being cooped up inside all the time. Okay? So we're starting a contest that we're going to call, not Doctors Without Borders, Ideas with Borders. And the borders that we're dealing with here are both the campus, which is a self-contained entity, plus the borders of the guidelines that we all have to follow all the time. So what we want to do is we're going to, in this week's newsletter, which comes out on Friday, you're going to find an insert in there that's going to give you the opportunity to come up with ideas. We want you to fill that out, make sure you put your name down, because if we don't know who it's from, you'll see in a minute, that's not going to be very helpful. We want to know who did it. Put your name down, list your idea on there, and return that to the front desk. We're going to give you 1 week to come up with any idea that you can come up with that several parties here at Sandhill Cove can play and respect social distancing and all the other guidelines. Okay? So in 1 week's time, so we'll start on the 10th of April, you'll get your form. We want them back by the 17th. And then we're going to look them over and see if we have some ideas that are really going to work for our whole community. And let me just give you a little bit of an incentive to try a little harder in this one. Anybody who comes up with an idea that we in fact select and go ahead to implement will be able to get a $100 gift card to a store or gas station or whatever of your choice. Okay, so that's a $100 gift card that you get if your idea gets implemented. So there's a good reason to participate in this, and we hope we'll get a heck of a lot of ideas, because if we get enough good ideas, we can keep this place humming as if we were not suffering under this coronavirus all this time. So those are two good ideas. One you can implement right now. Go play bridge on trickstercards.com. Get your directions over here at the main desk from Mary Beth and start playing with your friends. And submit your ideas starting on Friday when the newsletter comes out with your name, and so we know exactly who you are. And if you are selected, if your idea gets implemented, you get a $100 gift card to the store of your choice. And that, I think, will do it for now. We'll see you again on Thursday, 2 days from now, with all our other update. Thanks. Bye.